Moab, land of the gods. It's more than just a popular vacation destination. The energy here is incredible, and there's a certain magic in the air that is hard to describe. The Ute, Hopi, and Paiute Indian tribes considered these lands powerful and sacred. It's the land of the lost, where the dinosaurs roamed free 150 million years ago. The indigenous forefathers described the massive red rock formations as sentient beings that provide for the people, and the arches as portals in time and space. So to find out more, join us on our Moab adventure as we explore this magical land and show you some of the fun activities this place has to offer. It's all right here on Enjoy the Life. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified about all our new videos. It's time to get the gear. And after a morning meditation, we're off to Moab, Utah. It's always been my dream to experience Moab, and we can feel it calling us. I've heard it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Moab! From Los Angeles, Moab is about an 11 to 12-hour drive. The closer you get, the rocks start to turn this beautiful reddish orange, and it looks like you're on another planet. We made it. Moab, Utah, population 4,026. It's the gateway to Arches National Park and its massive red rock formations. 200 years ago, Moab was the only major crossing of the Colorado River for hundreds of miles. So this area saw extensive travel and trade in the past, making it an important place that brought many regional tribes together. What is now Arches National Park was a ceremonial area for Indian tribes who lived and farmed in the Moab area. If you want to find a camping spot in Moab, you have to come early. Most campgrounds are on a first-come, first-served basis, so it's best to get there as early as possible as people are leaving. We were able to find a campsite at J.C. Park Campground along Potash Road, Highway 279. It's about 4 miles north of the city of Moab. Along Potash Road, you're going to have the best luck of finding an open spot. There are 3 BML campgrounds along Potash Road, and J.C. Park sits at the base of 1,000-foot sandstone cliffs with groups of shady cottonwood trees scattered about. Right across the street from the Colorado River. There are 7 walk-in tent spaces available. It was great camping right next to these sandstone giants. Right down the street, there's some popular rock climbing routes and a section called Wall Street, with some nice technical climbs. Further south, you'll run into the Fremont Indian Petroglyphs, which tells an ancient story of how these indigenous cultures lived and survived. They're about 15 feet off the ground where people can't destroy them, so they're really well preserved.
Let's go!
And just down the street are the Potash Road Dinosaur tracks and Petroglyphs. Unlike the previous Petroglyphs, you can hike right up to them and get really close.
Yeah.
Are those the dinosaurs?
Yeah, this is them.
I could tell they got those big feet.
From the Poison Spider Trailhead parking lot, it's just a 1.5 mile hike up to the site. Moab is right in the middle of dinosaur country, and as you hike into these rocks, you feel like you're traveling back in time. I thought that Will Ferrell was going to pop up any minute being chased by a dinosaur. It's truly the land of the lost. The hike up is kind of a scramble with a lot of loose rocks, so be careful. Millions of years ago, this area was a sandy lake shore. Now, time and erosion have uncovered these hidden treasures. These tracks in Navajo sandstone date back 150 million years ago.
190 million years ago, a giant lizard stepped here. It's incredible. This slab, I guess, fell from up top here and then landed down here, I guess sometime around 1963.
These tracks were left by at least 3 different sizes of theropod dinosaurs. It's kind of hard to get close to some of these tracks because you have to go way out on the ledge, so be cautious. Further up the hill, there's some more Fremont Indian petroglyphs with portraits of animals, lines of hand-holding men, and triangular figures with horns, spears, and shields. The more modern petroglyphs, including the horsemen and many of the hunting motifs, appear to be the work of the Ute Indians relatively recently. And finally, right across from the Gold Bar campground is the trailhead to Corona Arch and Bowtie Arch. Corona Arch is my favorite arch because it's the biggest, it's the easiest to get to, and you don't have to fight the crowds like you do in the national park. Hiking to Corona Arch should be at the top of your list when visiting Moab. It's a 1.5-mile hike with a 330-foot elevation gain that offers spectacular views. After you cross the railroad tracks, you make your way on top of the slick rock benches that make up Bootlegger Canyon. It's a moderate hike and not too steep. You can see how the wind blows up this canyon and sculpts the sandstone. It's like you're in the palm of a giant sandstone hand. It feels amazing up here. There are a couple small sections of the trail that include safety cables because it's a little exposed. But most people will be able to pass this section without trouble. It's a little scary at first, but it's no problem. Give yourself some time to take pictures and enjoy the immaculate desert landscape and incredible formations. The first arch you'll encounter is Bowtie Arch, with its narrow circular opening. It's like a natural amphitheater. Next up is the spectacular Corona Arch, which shoots out like a projectile 140 feet across and 105 feet high. It's the Golden Arch, and it's magical. It's amazing walking under this huge stone formation. You really get a sense of how big it is. Thousands of years in the making, it's nature's work of art. You can see new arches forming in what looks like giant faces in the rock. This area is truly alive. I'm sure this is one of the ancient portholes the Indians talk so much about. A doorway to other dimensions, giving access to different planes of time and space. The Indians believe arches are windows which, when facing a certain direction, can be used to look into the past, present, and future. In many American Indian cultures, time bends. This allows for events to be accessed at a later point or before they occur. The Indians also believed that they were able to pass through different portholes, pass through different time periods. They could talk about something that was going to happen in the future. They had predictions of airplanes, cars, trains, and highways and boats. Many Indian tribes have a deep ritual connection to these lands. The energy is so incredible here that I had to sit down and meditate and soak up the groovy vibes. Corona Arch is spectacular. I ended up hanging out here for a few hours. I didn't want to leave. These Navajo sandstone rocks are so mystical, so old, so wise, and so alive. Another great hike along Potash Road is the Portal Overlook Trail, which starts at the JC Park Campground. It's a 6-mile round-trip hike with a 1,430-foot elevation gain, and it takes about 3 hours to complete. It has nice views of Moab, the Colorado River, and lots of the surrounding area. Take lots of water, as there's very limited shade once you start moving up. If you visit Moab in the summertime, it's hot, 95 to 100 degrees, and after a day of hiking, you're exhausted. September and October are the perfect months to be here. Once the sun goes down, it cools off a little bit, so it's time to start a fire, make some dinner, and watch the stars come out. Another magical night in Moab as the moon makes its way across the sky. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, and make sure and hit the bell to be notified about all our new adventures. Tune in for the next episode of our Moab adventure as we explore Arches National Park and see the magnificent sandstone formations and the stunning natural stone arches. There's so much to see and do. We'll also check out the thriving city of Moab with its vibrant nightlife and community projects. We'll even show you this awesome plant-based restaurant we found that's donation only and has delicious food. So tune in for the next episode of Enjoy the Life. Thanks for watching.